That's a tough question.
deep.
Oh my goodness.
Podfast is back. 6 minutes, one guest, and no time to waste. Andréa Hudson, you have come from the tables of Roxbury, Boston, all the way to the boardrooms of HubSpot. Looking back, what are those seminal moments that gave you the mindset to be the successful person who sat before me today?
Ooh, wow, what a great question. I think that like I was just raised by like awesome parents. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, they gave me the confidence like very, very early on to kind of like follow my dreams and like do whatever I wanted to do. And like there was never anything that wasn't in my reach. And so like I would have to kind of thank them for just always instilling in me that like everything is possible. There's nothing that is not possible.
How far do you take that sentiment?
Very far. Impossible is nothing, right? Like everything seems impossible until you've actually done it, which I think the great Muhammad Ali said that, quote him there. But yeah, I think for me, like originally I'm from Springfield, Mass, which is about an hour and a half west of Boston. And my background is mostly in like marketing, entertainment, brand management. I've had an opportunity to work with a lot of consumer brands, but like coming into HubSpot has been like an entirely different experience for me, right? Like now I'm kind of running a media organization for audience development, growing audiences there, which is a ton of fun. Really, my team is focused on like the go-to-market motion for all of our media brands. And so I get to kind of take all those things that like I did in the past from like an entertainment perspective and like a B2C perspective and bring that over to B2B audiences.
Andréa, I've got a quote from you, actually, that I think resonates with a lot of people whenever they're starting something new, professionally, socially. If you can add value before you extract it, you will always be the smartest person in the room. What went through your head when you were thinking of writing that?
That is honestly one of like the core pillars of like training at HubSpot, right? It's like in your onboarding, like you learn that very, very quickly. For me, like when it's time to have a conversation with somebody that you don't know, or even time to have a conversation with your team or people that you're familiar with, if you take the time to actually like listen and ask about what their pain points are before you're willing to offer any sort of like suggestion or advice, you're already ahead of the game. Right. So everybody that you're meeting or connecting with has something that they're trying to solve or some sort of like resolution that they're trying to get to within them. If you actually take the time to like pay close attention to what it is they need, you have a better you have a better chance of actually like being valuable to them versus taking your experience and putting it on them.
So for our members here at 1 Mill Street who are looking to try something new or a bit nervous about meeting new people, putting themselves out there, how can you therefore apply that philosophy to their situation?
At the end of the day, like active listening, it's like never be afraid to like ask questions, like be intentional about the interactions that you're having. I think intent is extremely important, right? Like we went through a period of time during COVID where we weren't able to connect in person, right? We were kind of shut down for a significant amount of time. I think there's a bit of social atrophy that like happened during that time and is still probably happening right now. But if you have the opportunity to connect with people in person, like actually connect with them, right? Like be intentional about what it is you're looking to achieve by connecting with them. If you start with that intention, you should leave with like more than you imagined.
I think your story is fascinating, being the eldest of 5 and coming from obviously Boston and now here and HubSpot. You've got such an authentic brand, and I'm sure that translates so well into marketing. But how do you present that authenticity in a world which traditionally rewards conformity?
That is a good one. It's just hard to show up as anyone other than myself, right? I like, it's almost more effort to not be myself. So I think it just comes really like easily and like naturally to me. I think when you show up as yourself authentically, like you don't really have to worry about code switching or like faking it or like, somebody down the line saying, hey, you were one way when we spoke at this place, but now you're acting differently. But I've always been respected and appreciated for number one, my energy, and number two, like the way that I bring it, right? And it's not hard for me because it's just how I exist. You just have to trust your intuition, right? Like your intuition is never gonna lie to you. It's yours.
You're coming up with great quotes today. I could just plaster them all over my wall.
Must be the Pilsner.
Oh.
It must be that lunchtime Pilsner,
Finally, Drea, I want to touch on what you said at the amazing event that we had at Mill Street, the Mindstream event. And I wanted to ask, with all these channels that we've got for marketing, it can create a lot of noise. How do you create something that goes beyond the four walls that you live in or work at, but cuts through all that infinite noise?
Mm-hmm. I would say just like prioritize a global mindset, right? Like think of yourself beyond yourself, right? Like think of the people that you're connecting with or interacting with as less of like a number or a goal or like a target, and more of like somebody that could potentially end up being somebody that you're connecting with long term, right? Like for example, I hope that I stay in touch with you, right? Like we've had a few different interactions. We've had a few different interactions, and like all of them have been like very, very positive. And so it's like for me, anytime that like there's a campaign that I need to run, right? And it's an omni-channel campaign, which is what I'm typically focused on.
What's omni-channel? Sorry.
Omni-channel is multifaceted, multi-channel. So we're talking like digital, out of home, experiential, any sort of like multifaceted campaign where you're needing to like spread a message across platform. I think at the end of the day, like if you think about who it is at the other end of what you're trying to achieve or share, and where they are when they're receiving the message that you're trying to get to them, you have a better understanding of like what you need to communicate and how you need to communicate it.
Drea, thank you for your time. We have a closing tradition on this podcast.
Awesome.
Which is where the guest, regardless of who they are, answers this one question.
Uh-oh.
And that, it's not that bad. And that is, what is one message that you've never sent, but you wish everyone would receive?
Ooh. One message that I've never sent that I wish everyone would receive.
Your message to the world.
Oh man, my message to the world. That's a tough question. Oh my goodness. Message to the world. We have the power to make it better than it's ever been. And all we have to do is tap into that power. And in order to do that, you have to connect with each other.
Profound. Drea, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy the UK.
Oh man, I love it here. I might move to Leamington Royal Spa.
Wow, I hope you do. I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
Would you actually move here?
No. I wouldn't, but I would visit frequently if we're still recording. You know what I mean?